Hey guys, I'm JanetOnOccasion, and today we're playing the Total War Warhammer II Battle Replay. This one was sent in by Glorious Feeder, and it's a bit mental. I love it. So, more Greenskins. I'm loving the Greenskins lately. They're a lot of fun, and this is an amazing tactic. This isn't the most competitive match, but it highlights a really cool tactic that I have to show you guys that Glorious Feeder came up with. So, Vindictive Glare, obviously, is against the High Elves, so, you know, having something to blast a Larial with is always just brilliant. You know, that's goes without saying, really. That's not the amazing plan he's come up with, that's just normal. Here, though, Night Shroud. So, Night Shroud, he can just hide a bunch of his units, which is brilliant. And also, Curse of the Bad Moon. We never see this. We never see Curse of the Bad Moon. But what it does, it lowers armor and melee defense and speed, which is really good. That is really nice to see. It does very little damage. It's basically for the debuffs, and it'll just hit a bunch of random stuff. You never know where it's going to go. It hits your own guys all the time. It's a bit ridiculous. Doesn't get a lot of action just because of the amount of friendly fire it does. But don't worry about that. It's all good. Arcane Conduit. Wah. So, yep. Good old Goblin Great Shaman. He is on a wolf, so very hard to catch, which is perfect. Over here you can see Rusty Arrows, Nasty Skulkers, a bunch of Night Goblin Fanatics, including Warlord Boys over here, which aren't actually Fanatics, but they're the Warlord Boys. Way over here you can see we've got the Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers and Morgul's Mangy Marauders. So the Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers, they can poison things, which is nice, which will let the Morgul's Mangy Marauders escape. So that is if anything can potentially catch them, but they're still both pretty quick. But here, these guys, Heralds of the Wind, are ruddy quick at 105 speed. So, yeah, they do have the potential to catch out the Morgul's Mangy Marauders, and they will win in melee. So having something with poison to help shield the Morgul's Mangy Marauders is really good. So, again, nice solid move. Also over here, 8 Peak Loonies, more Nasty Skulkers, and more Fanatics. Oh, and of course, a billion Squigs in there that for some reason I didn't mention when I was talking about the Goblin Great Shaman. I'm sure you noticed them. There's Durkit Squigs and 3 other Squig Hoppers. Over here, a Giant. There's a Giant here as well. And the Giant is, I think, the only thing that can be seen right now, apart from, obviously, these guys, because they're in combat. But yeah, that's all you can see from the army. So, yeah, that's all you can see. Now, this High Elf player, bold move going with all elite stuff. I mean, seriously, just High Elves, if they get outnumbered, they get surrounded, you know, they lose that melee defense. If they're being attacked in the rear, well, they don't lose all of it. It's 75%, I think, sort of debuff if they're getting attacked in the rear by the thing that's attacking them in the rear. It's not like a solid debuff that just lowers their melee defense, but being attacked in the rear, you only get to use 25% of your melee defense. So, yeah, they get surrounded. They can get torn apart, they lose their martial prowess quickly, and then they have very little, you know, very little melee defense generally. It's a bit rough. So here you can see 2 Swordmasters of Hoeth, Dragon Princes, Fireborn, more Dragon Princes over there, Pure Main Company, and White Lions, Shrace over here. So yeah, there's a lot of Dragon Princes, including the Fireborn. There's 3 units, and the Heralds of the Wind, Swordmasters. It's just crazy. And here you can see Alariel the Radiant, who you often see her for Arcane Unforging. Brilliant thing to have, because it'll cancel that War. It'll stop the War from regenerating, and when there's something like a Night Goblin Shaman that can't really be in combat much, that can be super powerful to get rid of the War. So anyway, speeding things up, you can see some sort of harassment going on over here. The Herald of the Wind can poke at the Morgul's Mangy Marauders from a distance, and that is a good move by the High Elf player here. But with all these Goblins starting to sneak in, they're going to get a little bit surrounded, and these guys can still retreat. So, Fanatics starting to push them aside, and Heralds of the Wind don't want to get caught up in Goblins because they have very little armor, so they will take quite a lot of punishment. Over here, though, you can see the Giant is about to get charged by a ton of Dragon Princes, because, well, that's all that he can see. That's all he can see. That and, well, a few Goblins now. But there's still a huge force over here, and all these guys have now been Night Shrouded, so these are all invisible too. They're running out of the forest, but it doesn't matter, they're still invisible. And this is absolutely terrifying. So they're queued up, waiting to charge in, and here you can see more damage on the Heralds of the Wind, and Dragon Princes are coming in to try and chase these guys down. And this is textbook, because these guys are pulling all of this expensive cav out of position. Oh, nope, looks like Night Goblin Fanatic's going to take a charge. But you can see a load of these guys are peeling off, a load of them are chasing away, and suddenly the Fireborn is the only thing fighting the Giant. The Giant has been taking a lot of damage. Don't get me wrong, he's been suffering a lot in this fight. But now these guys are charging in, and they weren't spotted as they were charging in, completely surrounded, and here's Curse of the Bad Moon. So suddenly the Fireborn are down to 26 14 melee defense. War has been procced, so these guys have the charge bonus and 43 melee attack. They have the armor piercing. Sure, they have 0 melee defense, but who cares when there's so many of them and they can wipe out the fireball that quickly. They're shattered. They're already shattered. How great is that for a 1-2 punch? Isn't that amazing? Catch out the most expensive unit on the field and wipe it out immediately. And these guys still take a ton of damage as they're chasing, which is amazing. So these guys have been whittled down too, and now all these guys can turn around to deal with them, and the infantry is scattered all over the place, with plenty of goblins that can just charge in and be a pain. So that smoke bomb sadly missed, which is a bit of a pity. But 8-peak Loon's going to run in, they're unbreakable, so they can keep the Swordmasters busy for a long time. They will all die for sure, but it's keeping the Swordmasters away. So you can focus on all the cavalry, which is absolutely textbook. So here you can see the Giant is going to come in with that huge armor-piercing damage. Now that he's got some backup, he'll be able to hit these Dragon Princes pretty hard and won't take too much damage of kind. Over here, Night Goblin Shaman managed to escape, and now there's been a smoke bomb. So suddenly, the Nasty Skulkers and these Fanatics are fighting, which is brilliant, and Arcane Elf-Forging has been used, which is that plus 45 ability recharge time. It's huge. That's another 45 seconds before we can use another War. Very rough. But these Dragon Princes, they're losing this fight. See, it looks... Here, unit winning, which means they get extra buffs. So they have 40 melee attack right now, and with Martial Prowess gone for the Dragon Princes, they actually have less melee defense than these guys have melee attack. So they are suffering really horribly against far cheaper units. And over here, just the amount of numbers, all this armor piercing from the Squig Hoppers, it is adding up. It is adding up a lot, with the Giant helping to anchor that, killing the odd model. These guys are looting models quickly, fast protection's been used on them, but they're already so damaged. Here though, Herald of the Wind did chase off Morgoth's Mange Marauders, and Alariel helped to score them off, while they continue to shoot in, because none of these guys have a lot of armor, so Herald of the Wind can get a lot of damage in there. Over here you can see the Warlord's boys. They do sunder armor, which is rather nice. These guys sunder armor too, so there's a lot of armor sundering on the Pure Main Company, making sure their armor never goes above 60, which is really nice. They're going to get whittled down. And over here, same trick again. 9 melee defense on these Swordmasters, and they're fighting Nasty Skulkers that are now winning. Nope, now it's even. Oh, never mind. Okay, so they didn't get that buff for long, but hell, these guys are on 0 melee defense, but their melee defense is crap anyway. The Swordmasters hit so hard. They're going to hit pretty much any time regardless, so you may as well just lose your melee defense if it means stopping them having any. So it worked out beautifully. They are getting it back, but by now it's almost too late. They are suffering horribly. Over here, yep, 8-peak loonies, 6 of them left, still keeping these Swordmasters busy, and the Swordmasters taking a surprising amount of damage from them, to be honest. So a little bit crazy. And now, Alariel the Radiant has dived in to deal with Rusty Arrows, but while she's down there, Vindictive Glare. You can just start spamming Vindictive Glare on her, because all the big spells, all the big moves to try and help swing things in your favour, this happened already. All the big expensive units being dealt with, so now you may as well just blast Alariel. May as well just blast her to pieces, because she does not have enough healing to be able to help. I mean, even that Star of Avalon she used in the centre there didn't help the Fireball out, you know, from the amount of damage that these goblins can produce, which is amazing. So Rusty Arrows, they're still fighting, but who cares? The Pure Main Company still have their armour sundered, thanks to the Warlord's boys, and now all the Fanatics are running through. The Fanatics will do some good damage to them too. Look at all these Fanatics. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And what's great about having a ton of Fanatics is when you actually throw out the Fanatics, it's going to do a lot of damage. Oh, another good hit. And it's going to help get rid of Martial Prowess on, if there were a bunch of cheap units, just things like Spearmen, they'll take quite a bit of damage, and you can get rid of that melee defense a lot quicker. And then with War, you can help get rid of it completely, and your goblins will do very, very well against units like that. So even against a wide army, this kind of thing worked brilliantly. So over here, yeah, Rusty Arrows, really, really struggling, and some of the Dragon Princes are coming back. There's only 4 and 11 models on these guys. Obviously, they've lost their Martial Prowess, so their melee defense is lower than it should be. And the Great Goblin Shaman, he's just going to be able to keep running away from Alariel, which is really nice. She is quicker, technically, but he can bob and weave, you know. If she has to dive down, he can just run to one side. So as long as Glorious Feeder is on his micro, he can just keep moving side to side and avoid Alariel. So over here you can see these Night Goblin Fanatics getting completely surrounded, and they will break pretty quickly. And that is actually quite a big chunk of the remaining Goblin army. I mean, yeah, alright, still some pretty healthy Nasty Skulkers over here and over here, but most of the units are pretty damn injured. So being able to wipe out these 2 units being secluded, I mean, that is the strength of the High Elves here. With anything they have with maneuverability, they can surround things and wipe them out very, very fast. But with Night Shroud and everything stalking, you can't find anything that's secluded. You just can't find those units to pick out. So you're going to end up in these positions where you're getting surrounded. Just like this. So here you can see Alariel jump down, but Nazi Skulkers are nearby. And that means she's going to get smoke bombed. And with that smoke bomb, the giant can now catch up nice and easily. She won't be able to retreat. The mass of the squigs keeping her in position, and some of the Dragon Princes are coming in. Does distract the giant a bit, so really good move to try and do that. But with all of these other units in here, the nasty Skulkers, their armor piercing, and just a ton of fanatics, it's very, very difficult. And you can see the balance of power shifting hugely in the favour of the Greenskins now, as she starts taking damage. And there you go, Pyrrhic victory. It was Pyrrhic, I mean, so many goblins were dead. But just that tactic is so good. I'd never seen that before. You know, just having the mindset of, well, the enemy army is more elite than I am anyway, so they're gonna be killing my men happily, regardless. So my melee defense doesn't really mean anything. So I'll just get rid of everyone's melee defense and my guys can do more damage. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I think that was absolutely textbook. And this army does play into the strengths of the Greenskins somewhat. It is very difficult to have a very elite army against the Greenskins because there's just so many ways the Greenskins can catch you out with things like smoke bombs or just, you know, ludicrous numbers of things like squig hoppers or squig herds that can really, really throw in a lot of damage very quickly. And that's the thing, if you can get damage in very quickly, martial prowess is lost because you don't have time to keep healing. And yeah, once that's gone, expensive units are suddenly worth half the cost. Well, less than half because they have worse stats and they're half dead, so what can you do at that point? It's really rough. So it's a tough one for High Elves, I think, but this is just a beautiful display of how to deal with more elite units. I think this would actually be great against Chaos as well. I think it could work really well too. Purely because you could just catch units out, lower melee defense a ton, and without any regard for your own units. Who cares, right? They're goblins. Just let them die. But they're gonna kill a lot of things that are far superior to them in the meantime. So it's worth the trade-off. I think it's really funny. I think this is amazing, and I just love that 1-2 punch. I love that 1-2 punch. It's amazing. Really, really obscure, but when you think about it, it makes total sense. So, mad respect for this build. It's ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous. But it works. So, fair play. You know, can't complain. So guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.